Assalamualaikum. This is for the section steam boiler system. This is for the electrical. So firstly, switch on the main power insulator. And then beside the main power insulator, there's steam boiler insulator which is supply power to the boiler and switch is on. And then next, turn on the panel box to supply the heater. Next is go to the control system to turn on the control system, which is this is the switch, and then turn on the PC, then set up the PC until the icon boiler is shown at this Windows display. And then next, let's go to the water treatment system. Firstly, turn on the power supply for the softener, the switch, and then make sure open all valve to the water flow. So firstly, open the 101 and 104 and then 105 and make sure 103 is off. At the above, there's valve 109. Make sure it open to water able to flow to the tank. Then after all the valve being on, water is standby to use. So before run the boiler, we must to ensure all the valve must be on. So firstly, for the chemical dosing, select on from the valve between 113 or 114. So here's the area for the chemical dosing. And then next, open the valve 112 and then 115. Here is this. And then after that, select between valve 147 or 148 to operate 4-feet pump. Next is open 119. So now the water utilities is ready to use for water supply. And then next, for the steam boiler to monitoring, so first we must monitor the water level, which is firstly we must monitor the water level for T101, which is this tank. Ensure its mass around 90%. And then next, before we run the boiler, we must monitor the level of the diesel oil at the T105 to supply the combustion of boiler. And then next, ensure all valve is on, then the diesel is ready to use. So after that, we must monitor the boiler, which is the water gauge to monitor. It is to ensure the water is half, so if full, drain the water using the valve 1 to 9, which is it is blow down valve. This is it. And then please ensure V1 open before start. And then after the steam is run, V1 must be closed to avoid waste steam being happen. After all been monitoring, we can turn on the boiler, which is to run the boiler. Turn on the electrical supply first, which is here is the switch. We must turn it on and it will light up to turn green to notification, which is it means is ready to use. Next is turn on the boiler control and then turn the pump to the control to mode auto, and then the blower control turn it to the auto mode also, and then let it run around 20 to 30 minutes. We can also monitor the increasing pressure at the gauge, so when the steam is ready, we can close V1. And then while waiting the increasing steam, we can open the MV1 to 2, which is first open it to 5% to heating the pipeline, and then next open it to 10% until 100% to open, which is the steam will go to the steam heater, and then when there are steam, it will see at the drainage. When the steam is ready, we must close the steam trap below the superheater, so it will avoid the steam waste. We open it because we need to release the condenser water at the pipeline, and then we close it again to avoid the waste of the steam flow. All steam that through the superheater will convert to dry steam. So this is incoming boiler that from superheater go to the steam heater, and then next this is supply steam to distribute to the hot water tank, and then this tiny one, which is it supplies steam to HTU and CDU. Lastly, this is to supply steam to the steam turbine. To monitoring the supply distribute to hot water, we must monitor needed only 75 Celsius only. We can see it at the temperature gauge. When it reaches to 75 Celsius, we must stop it. next is to generate power. First, open it full and there are control valve. So set at control panel how many power that needed. So at here we can know how much flow, pressure, temperature of the steam that passing at this pipeline. Then when the steam is calm, it will push the impeller. The more the steam come, the fast impeller to rotate, then it will produce power. The impeller will rotate, then it will go to the generator to produce the electrical power. So this is the generator that produce power by using the steam boiler. Other than that, we can use dry steam or wet steam too. We can put it in one boil pipe that can put inside this water and it will heating this water until 75 Celsius and close it. So at the end of the production power, this bulb will turn on. This is the evidence that the power being produced by the steam boiler.